Hi YouTube, it's Kathy, and this is my weekly entertainment wrap-up for April 1st to 7th. This week I read 2 books, I watched 2 TV shows, and I listened to 1 book. Also, I just got a brand new haircut, and today was the first day I showered, so it wasn't like salon perfect anymore, so hopefully it still looks okay. This is what happens if you put bangs on a curly-haired white person. It's adorable. First this week I finished The Wicked and the Divine Imperial Phase 2. This is the 6th volume of this graphic novel, and although it's been out for a few months now, I finally just got my hold at the library. A lot happens in this story. Every 90 years, a group of people are revealed to be gods reincarnated and given up to 2 years to live. At this point in the story, many people have died, some people are heartbroken, and others have gone rogue. Since it's been so long since I've read the other volumes, I'm sure that I missed some details. But either way, the art is beautiful and the characters are interesting. There are many spreads from this series that I would love to have as posters on my wall. The second book I finished this week was The Weird Sisters by Terry Pratchett. I read this for my local book club, and it's the 6th Discworld book and the 2nd in the Witches series. I've only ever read one other Discworld book before, and funnily enough, it was the 1st in the Witches series. This book is a parody of Hamlet and the Scottish play, and some other Shakespearean references thrown in there for good measure, mixed with the humor and pun capabilities that I can only assume Terry Pratchett is known for. The book even opens with the scene of, "When shall we three meet again?" And the answer is, well, I could do next Tuesday. I've heard people say they want to get into the Discworld books and don't know where to start. And honestly, you can either pick them up at random if you don't want to read them all, or just start from the beginning. That being said, I did slog through bits of this. There was a lot of clever wordplay, which I love, but I found my mind wandering when the characters weren't interacting with each other on the page. I enjoyed this book, but with a little more effort than I thought I was going to have to put into it. This week I finally know for sure who won the 1st season of Survivor because we watched the finale at Tuesday Night Dinner Club. I had a feeling early on that I knew who the sole survivor would be because I had been pretty sure I'd heard their name before, and also many of the strategies that this castaway used are how the game is played today. As for the current season of Survivor, the Malolo curse has finally been reversed. And every time I say that, that bit from Into the Woods pops into my head. You wish to see the curse reversed, you'll need a certain potion first. What is it with this week in witches? All I want is for Jeff to have to say that line prior to a challenge. I was also happy with the blindside that was pulled off this episode. Over on Riverdale, my best friend continued to be annoyed every time twins were brought up, because identical twins are not genetic, they are the luck of the draw when an egg splits into 2. Fraternal twins have nothing to do with who fathered them because it has to do with the mother releasing 2 eggs at the same time that are both fertilized. If Grandmother Blossom had twin boys, those boys should not be able to have fraternal twins because they have nothing to do with the eggs being released. Then his son should also not straight up be able to father fraternal twins. It is not impossible for the Blossoms to be lucky enough to have a set of identical twins and then have a set of fraternal twins in the next generation. It could happen. But the show is playing it off as though twins run in the Blossom family, meaning they are both talking about the male line, given the Blossom name is passed down patrilineally, and saying that all kinds of twins are genetic, which is just not true. Yes, this is the science lesson I get from my bestie most times twins are mentioned on the show. This has been your Children's Fun Fact Science Corner. This week I listened to Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh. This is a new YA fantasy novel about Odessa, a master necromancer who is working for the royal family. When the king first died, he was brought back from the Deadlands. But if the risen dead's flesh is revealed, they turn into a shade, a fearsome creature out to kill and devour. The risen dead wear heavy shrouds to keep this from happening. And every so often, a necromancer kills them again and brings them back from the Deadlands to keep them from becoming a shade. This book was dark, delightful, had some unexpected turns, and dealt with grief, addiction, and some love triangles I did not see coming. There was also some excellent queer representation. The characters were badasses, doing their duty for the king, but also living their lives outside of work. The magic in this world is fascinating, and although the end of this book could have been a stopping point, I'm very happy to know that a second book has been announced. It is refreshing to have the end of a YA fantasy novel not feel like a cliffhanger. That's it for this week. If you've read, watched, or listened to any of these, let me know about it down in the comments below. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you next time. Bye!